full of fire and guys jumping over the wall and setting off flares and getting the flares out of the bucket.
Inducing panic a little bit.
Yeah, the dude got arrested because he lit a flare. The police took it away and he went and got it back, and then his friend said the police were being assholes. Yeah, okay.
I grew up in England where there is genuine soccer hooliganism. I have never witnessed any soccer hooliganism in this country. That's not to say that stuff hasn't happened, but it's extremely rare.
I think MLS has good protocols in place too. But then when the
to
supporters group saw that seating chart, they said,
I'll take out my shirt right now.
There's gonna be more fans. The seating chart, the away fan section is now in the upper deck on the opposite end of the stadium from the Bailey, above the family section.
I think the worst away section, I mean, I haven't been as many games as you have, Chris, but the Colorado, for me, like, I hated that supporter section when I was with ECS there.
I mean, it's not a circus or great time there, but that seems like an odd one
Well,
to hate.
the thing is, like, maybe it's just limited, but it's like behind the goal, and it's not high enough to really get like a good view.
It's very skinny pie slice too.
Yeah, like there's like 5 per row, and so it's hard to feel like it's very galvanized with just momentum with cheers and flags and.
So I would like to announce that we are back live on the Flounders B Team YouTube channel. Very sorry about the technical difficulties we had there. Had some network stuff and restarted the old server, and we're good to go. So if you, yeah, that's exactly it.
Not really. No.
There it is. But so yeah, we are here. I'm Steve with the Flounders B Team. Stefan Schachtel of Sparkle Donkey, Black Rock Spirits. James Woolard of Stadium fame, Tim Hamilton, our perennial co-host, Chris, Away Days Chris on the Twitters, supporter extraordinaire, and our motley crew here from Cincinnati FC, half of you from Louisville, I guess, and yep. So once again, what are we talking about? What happened?
Oh, you missed that.
I missed
Let's start from the top. Yeah. Well, it's hard. You guys have not been to an MLS game before, but what were some teams you guys supported in the past? Like, I mean, if you're obviously soccer fans.
Did this just begin, or do you have? You haven't said anything. We've been talking over you the whole time.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I kind of jumped into a team. I'm more of a fan across all sport platforms of players. Clint Dempsey got me into soccer, actually.
Thank you, Clint.
Shout out.
He's watching you now. He's looking right at you.
You'll live today, just with that statement. You'll live.
Someone's about to punch you.
Look at the tattoo! The tattoo! The tattoo!
Yeah, so
You just bought your freedom.
He did. He got me into U.S. soccer in general.
Good answer.
In high school, I wasn't a big fan of soccer. I think my build is more soccer style too. I don't know why I never really appreciated it. So
Too short for basketball.
Yeah,
not big enough to play football.
Exactly right. Yeah.
You'd make a hell of an attacking midfielder.
Not technically.
5'3",
but
perfect.
How about you? Any other MLS teams?
It would have been the Sounders. The only MLS jersey I've ever owned was the Sounders. And
You can stay.
2011. Xbox
Where is it?
360.
What's that?
I'm bringing it just so I could rip it at the game.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that took a turn.
Savage. It's like those idiots that burn their Nikes that they just bought.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of your stadium announcer? By chance? Because I think his son is a Sounders
It's really
supporter.
important to
I
him.
honestly do not. I don't know. They had one. I don't know who it is because I think they just used one of the University of Cincinnati employees.
Yeah.
They go to
I
conferences
forget
every year.
They had one guy that was okay, but he left the club to do roller derby.
I used to follow a guy on social. No, I used to follow a guy, a young guy, probably in his 20s, a photographer, and he told me he was a Sounders fan, but he told me his dad was the announcer for FC Cincinnati. So I can't remember what his name is now.
They have, the guy they use now was only with us for this past season, I believe.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested in game day presentation. Tell me about like when you go to a FC Cincinnati game. Tell me about it from beginning to end. What
After
kind of
you wake up,
do you have
what
any?
happens?
Yeah, wake up in the morning. Yeah, good. I'm thinking, are there any traditions before the match? What is your usual things that you do?
Yeah.
We have
Your usual.
supporters tradition.
So we do.
Yeah, you're establishing
We've
traditions.
done our own thing. You know, a lot of the supporter groups go to a bar that just opened up off of Short Vine, which is one of the bars, UC Bars Strip.
It's a 2-block street that's filled with bars and filled with orange and blue and game days.
Called Top Cats. Shout out to Top Cats. Me and Connor started it 3 years ago with our friend group, probably about 20 people. We go to another little bar. We kind of snuck into it.
Because you're underage?
No.
Y'all do look young as fuck, by the way.
Yeah,
y'all look 22, 23.
We just kind of waddled our drunken selves in there. Called Max. It's a pizza place, and they had $2 LITs. And we knew the bartender.
What's LIT?
What's an
Long
Long
Island
Island iced tea?
Oh,
you remember?
That's what the kids are calling it today.
Remember 20 years ago?
LITs.
Back in the day.
But that's
Shout out to
that's
Mongolian
definitely one of my
Grill
drinks of
in
choice.
Lacey, Washington.
Stop.
Don't you guys get a bowl of Cincinnati chili at some point?
Oh yeah, a little Scotch.
You can't do that.
Not on game day.
No.
You're gonna have to
Everyone
poop
say
later.
Grabbing those streamers.
Yeah, you'll be wiping with the streamers. But we're 3 hours before the game. We're heading there, and we're having a good time.
We're running the board. $3, what is it? $3 cherry bombs, $4 Yankee bombs, $5 car bombs. It's not a bad deal.
Wow.
Do you have like a group match to the match, kind of like we do here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
We
do.
do.
There's the three main supporters groups. DI starts at I think it's like a little over a mile from the stadium.
Yeah.
Then they stop at Top Cats where the Pride, which we're members of, is at, and then pick up the Bailey Brigade at Hangover Easy.
That's
March
good.
in the stadium. It's a pretty sizable march. We try and time our entrance to the stadium when we're going into the stadium.
Yeah.
It's give or take on when we leave the bar that we're at, because we're on the opposite side of Cincinnati's campus. But I mean, it's on a college campus, and it's a really, I haven't experienced many MLS
Yeah,
atmospheres,
sure.
but it's college bars just filled with orange and blue on game days.
Yeah.
It's as cool of an atmosphere as I think you can get. There will be something similar, but I don't think you can get much better than that.
And you had by far
So
the
it's like-
biggest attendance for a USL team, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like 20,000 or something?
25,000 was the
25?
average last
Wow.
year.
What was Sacramento?
Sacramento caps out at what, 10?
No, I want to say like 13. They
13.
sell out. a
Whatever
lot,
they
but
have,
I
they
think-
filled.
Yeah,
but it's
they
much
fill it,
less.
But their stadium size is a lot lower. But I think
So what do you think explains how phenomenally successful you were at selling that many tickets? Is it just you have a big stadium, so you
It's
filled
the-
it?
These guys are wearing T-shirts in Irish bars. That's what did it.
Yeah, you sold it.
Exactly.
with
Right.
it. No, I mean it's fascinating how some USL teams don't draw in that amount, and some do phenomenally well. What is the key to your
You know,
success?
I think it's the market of where we are. You
Yeah.
know, Harrisburg's never going to do, just the pure numbers that Cincinnati has, of course. But being able to play in a college stadium with the capacity,
Yeah.
and like we mentioned earlier, with the Cincinnati Reds and the Bengals struggling,
Yeah.
seeing something different come into the sports marketplace,
Yeah.
I think really captured the attention of the city.
Right.
And it really caught fire as we started to win games and
Mm-hmm.
really excel as a program and talk to the fans to hear their feedback and use it to get better as an organization. And I think that was just something that the area hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And with the willingness to go up, I think everyone kind of just latched on. And it's
What are
been a
your
3-year
ticket
run.
prices? It must be
so. We're
quite
lower
reasonable.
on the end. I think the Bailey supporters section is
About 300 for the year.
Yeah, 290. So
Oh, wow.
I think it's going to gradually increase as we build
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
But I
The
think
way it
off what
Yeah.
Lance said, a big thing that gave FC Cincinnati success was ownership. FC Cincinnati never wanted to stay a USL team. Carl Lindner is one of the wealthiest men in America. He talked with I can't remember his first name, Anschutz, one of the AEG guys.
Oh, yeah.
Early on, was like, if I want an MLS team, what do I need to do? They met with Don Garber before it started. They had this rich guy from Cincinnati that loves the city, won't do anything that doesn't benefit the city, backing the team. The president and GM of the team, Jeff Birding, spent time on city council, worked for the Bengals, and it was the Bengals. He always talks about, we'd be in these NFL meetings and we'd just see soccer popping up. He was on youth soccer boards and knew the youth soccer scene in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And that combination of money, the marketing that they did, was unprecedented, and they operated at a scale that I don't think many other USL clubs did.
So a lot of different factors.
Yeah, I think it was just, a perfect storm. They set their sights on what they wanted to do. I think bringing in John Harkes helped a little bit, although a casual fan doesn't know John Harkes, but enough people knew who John Harkes was, so your coach had a big name. They made it a focus to always have Cincinnati guys, results in paying the amount of money they did for Nick Haglund, who, I think everyone in soccer Twitter blasted that deal, so they overpaid for him. Well, Cincinnati values having a guy from Cincinnati on the roster.
It creates, you guys are more connected.
Yeah,
So
it gives the kids in the city someone to look up to. Like, okay, this guy came from here, I can get there too. And I think there's a good family scene at the games. You're not going to take your kids to a Bengals game very often. FC Cincinnati.
Because of the
where you're
cost?
gonna go.
Cost,
It's the atmosphere.
the alcohol,
Yeah.
people are angry because it's the Bengals.
Yeah.
Football.
We didn't say one issue that was wrong right there.
At least it's not the Browns, I guess.
But also
Browns fans are better people.
But watching football live is the most boring thing in the world.
It really is.
Because it's so slow.
There's so many
It's
breaks in it. So
awful.
there's commercial breaks, so you watch like 2 plays and then you wait.
Yeah.
And you watch 2
I've
plays and
only
then
ever
you
watched
wait.
it on TV.
I love watching
It's
on
you-
TV.
it's a
You
very
keep
much a
hitting the
TV-friendly
30 second,
sport.
skip.
And that's really the joy
Hey,
of
start
soccer.
45
My
minutes
dad.
late and do that.
I've
Yeah.
taken one person to an FCC game that didn't like it. And
Well-
I've taken 20-something people. Shout out Wheeler.
Yeah.
Hated
I
soccer.
go back to you asked what was it that caught the attention, and I think one of the things is, my fiance now can't stand sports. I'll take her to a Bengals game,
I
and
don't understand.
she'll be excited for the tailgate as soon as we walk into the game. Oh, we're here. This is boring now. We go to an FC Cincinnati soccer game, and there's continuous action.
Yes.
And we know in 2 hours we'll be out of there.
Yeah.
And that, along with the atmosphere itself, just creates just more.
I was gonna say the same thing. My dad immigrated from Germany, so he's a big, Bundesliga fan. And the very first Sounders game we had, 2009 tickets, and he walks in and he's like, Stefan, I never expected this level of enthusiasm in the United States for a soccer game. He's like, this is insane, just loud. Didn't sit down the entire match. Everybody's engaged. It's just music and even the sound wave, the band. He's like, this is insane. This is great.
Positive place.
Just super
Yeah,
positive.
we have a full band, minus anything electric. I've been talking to the FO about that, but we have a full band closest to you. Yeah, I would love to see some electric
An organ.
guitars.
You know,
Maybe a keytar. We'll start with a keytar. and see what happens.
Get you a nice organ that can be.
Yeah, we got a bunch of brass and
A recorder.
drums on the north side. So, no,
Clarinet section.
it snowballs uphill.
Flautist.
You tune in, you watch it on TV, and everyone there seems like they're having fun, so it sparks your curiosity, and then you show up like, wow, this is a blast. 2 hours versus 4 hours, or however long we're spending here today. It's an all-day event. Yeah, look at his watch. But, did we get the fan experience out of the way? Do you want to talk, what do you think is going to happen today? You've had your questions for a while.
Yeah, I'm interested in, Sounders are now dipping their toes into it now. Is there a lot of cross-promotion through other teams? Like at a Bengals game, will they be like, hey, this is terrible, why don't you go check out FC Cincinnati? Or whatever. Or commercials on TV or
Comcast commercials for Dish.
I don't
Yeah.
believe
Or are you
so.
talking about buy 4 tickets for Mariners, get 4 tickets for Sounders? Those kinds of cross
Sort
promotions.
of like just advertisements that are outside of the stadium, basically.
I really don't think there are that many advertisements. I've seen on Facebook a couple advertisements that have popped up, but that's really it. The biggest part is the events around town, all the festivals and stuff. You go to all those, and the most gear you see out of anybody is FC Cincinnati walking around.
Do you see at Cincinnati, in the beginning we would see Seahawks stuff in Sounders games. Do you see FC Cincinnati swag at your Reds games, at your Bengals games?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't even own a Bengals jersey, but
Nobody
I can
does.
wear or Bengals anything. I can wear my FC orange and white or anything to a Bengals game now.
And you get the
Yep.
I will say the only cross promotion is the Reds did do a split scarf. So it was like a $30 ticket, and it was a ticket to the game, and then you also got a commemorative scarf that was half Cincinnati Reds, half FC Cincinnati.
We'll do that with the Mariners.
Yeah,
Like,
we are
we'll
close
promote.
enough where you can do both
If, we,
at the
if we've
same
got
day.
like an afternoon Mariners game and an evening Sounders game, or vice versa,
Okay.
they'll
So
do that.
five or
I think
six
you
a
see
year.
more
Yeah.
I think you see more collaboration with FCC and the University of Cincinnati.
Uh-huh.
Playing in their stadium. Carl Linder, the owner, the business college is named after
Carl Linder,
him, or it might be his dad.
Good man.
There's a lot of history there, so I think you'll see the cross promotion there a lot. You know, the UC Bearcat will be at games, things like that.
Spin the label. That's
But
what
you know, I think
my man.
Product placement.
We'll put that in a post.
I don't believe in product placement.
Just a hovering bottle.
Product placement is terrible.
We'll need a brown paper bag over all of our logos. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about? Do you have any insight into youth development? How is the Cincinnati organization connected to younger teams? Do you have a USL team now that you've been kind of promoted that you're connected with? Is there an academy? What does that system look like?
There's a girls' DA in Cincinnati, and I think FCC has stated they're interested in an NWSL team once the stadium's built.
Okay.
Obviously, if you do that, you hope Rose Lavelle is a part of that team because she's a Cincinnati girl. When the U.S. women's national team came and sold out Nippert, that was a big draw. But outside of that, the club, I think Jeff Birding said this past week, they're waiting to hear back from U.S. Soccer on starting the FCC Academy. They're hoping to do it this year. They're building their training facility. It has a space for the youth academy. It has youth fields. I think it's a big focus of them just because of the club's talk before about how much they love having Cincinnati kids on the team. I think the Cincinnati soccer population is big enough to where I hope
To sustain
You asked
that.
about teams we liked before. I mean,
Sure.
I would love if we could grow into a Sporting Kansas City type team because I think the markets are similar, the support's similar. Being able to build youth like that, I think, would be an ideal model for us.
Go ahead, sorry.
We're going to get there, but the focus hasn't been in that way yet. We're still, trying to get our first MLS team.
Yeah.
It's a privately funded team.
And that's
$50 million
basically how
stadium.
Sanders
Yeah.
kind of
There's only so
started
much
to.
money to go around.
Yeah.
The emphasis on our academy really took off, I think, when Garth arrived, would
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah, I would say
And
so.
that's his vision to grow that academy
Yeah.
for us. And we're seeing some of the results. I mean, but even before that, though, you had people like DeAndre Yedlin who came up through the academy of Jordan Morris. They predate Garth. But yeah, you've initially kind of got to focus on
Yep.
just launching your MLS franchise and then worry about long-term development.
And a lot of stuff kind of comes naturally, I think, too, is that just because there's more interest, there's more kids going to games, there's more kids expressing the desire to play soccer professionally.
Yeah.
It'll snowball.
There's
Once-
some organic level where it does, and not to talk about Atlanta again, but Atlanta has seen that just with the emphasis on Atlanta United, all of a sudden there's just soccer everywhere, and people who, in-laws of mine, that soccer just wasn't on their radar on that professional level, all of a sudden are talking about Atlanta United. And it's like,
I wish we were like Atlanta
You know?
and studs like Carlton and Pella in our backyard. But
No, like
even one-
bringing us all back. I've switched subjects, but you'll notice like the U.S. national team right now has a ton of players that are old enough, like probably grew up watching MLS, where there was that gap where there's just
Like Caleb
the only
Porter.
24 players in America that can play, and then there's the middle gap that got lost, and these new kids are the ones that grew up watching.
that's our generation. We
We
got
all-
lost. Oh, God.
watching
The forgotten
watching MLS.
pros.
Because since '94, you can watch MLS or you can watch soccer on TV. You can watch MLS now as of '96. It's been 20 years, and some of these kids are like they're growing up with soccer in their backyard. So it's you're getting
How
more
long-
people.
yeah, how long-
The academy is everything. You get more experience as you're growing up, and that's just what our youth is getting right now.
How long have people talked about soccer being the sport of the future? For a long
It's here.
time.
It's not.
As long
Yeah,
as we've been
they-
talking about, oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna switch to metrics.
Yeah, but I think what you're seeing now is
Baby steps.
guys that grew up on that are having kids, and they're
Yeah,
passing
yeah.
it on to their kids. And
Yep.
I think that's what's going to fuel the next wave because you had the World Cup in the '90s, and then you're going to have this World Cup in 2026. I think it is.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's just going to
After
kick it
Qatar.
off to a whole.
Yeah, and I think
Well,
NFL in the future is going to take a bit of a dent because of the concussion stuff,
Yeah.
maybe the politics stuff as well is hindering that, and I think MLS could benefit from that indirectly.
Definitely.
Right on. Well, before we get into what our expectations are going into the game today, Do
You
we
guys
want
brought
to take
cash,
a little
right?
bit of a?
Nothing break.
Do you want to take a little bit of a break, and we'll go ahead and return in just a few minutes. And stay tuned online. Thank you for your patience.
We just
Sorry
let this
about the
thing go
technical
live?
difficulties. We'll let it go live.
All right.
We'll turn the sound off. And yeah, with that, I'm Steve. You are watching and listening to the Flounders B Team podcast. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right. Smoking if you got 'em.
How do
Now
I
you have
pause this
something to
thing?
say.
Hold on.
Well, I know that I did the cross pollination was the.
I'm really glad I didn't have to answer who I followed in MLS before.
I know. Where's it gonna be? We heard Sounders. Sounders. I
Glad
mean,
didn't
so
have
far
to
so
answer,
good.
and I guess who it would have been.
Yeah, not Portland.
I haven't muted yet, so hold on 1 second, guys.
On record.
Calm
My
down.
name is Avery.
Four walk.
We are. Oh, that was a close one,
It's on
Steph.
four, that's why.
That was a close one. You spilled it right on that Atlanta flag, which is fine by me.
It'll evaporate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Cheers.
everybody, for
Cheers.
joining us today. Siggy Zoggy. Not bad. Not bad. I think I had the repo. No, I had the silver. We're good. All right. So, that's going. That's going. And the camera is live. Hey, everybody. I am Steve, and you are listening to and watching the Flounders B Team podcast. We are back in studio with our friends Steph and James. What's your name? Tim, Chris, Austin, Lance,
Avery.
Connor. All right, and we are here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what. Oh,
I'm going to try one
he's
of
going to
these.
try
My
another
girlfriend
one.
told me to take a shot for her.
I've been holding your mouth for
Your girlfriend told me.
Thanks, Connor. You're going to want to scrooch back because you're blocking your friend Lance.
No,
Oh,
Wait, you're Lance. Lance is fine.
We should discuss
Avery.
the New Jersey.
Cycle
guy.
names.
I'm terrible.
But they don't have anything to discuss, though.
Oh, that Jersey,
So,
yeah.
what are we doing today? What's happening? What do you guys expect to actually happen? Who are the players that you have that we should be worried about, and who are the players we have that you are concerned about?
You want to start off with just starting 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm taking notes on pronunciation.
Connor knows. Connor's got it down.
Miss Keaton.
I think it depends on what we want to come out with, because we started out thinking it was going to be a.
I know it's your first game, but the idea is
Was
goals.
4-2-3-1.
So
We thought it was gonna be a
4-2-3-1?
4-2-3-1.
But we've been running a 3-4-3, which is not very common,
Okay.
especially with a team that has a lot of depth in the central midfield, only using 2 of those.
Do you folks have a full roster, or do you still have some open slots?
I think the official roster is at 29 out of 30. We've loaned 2 out yesterday.
Okay.
Let's just say the 30th is looking like Kenny Scythe from the U.S. Men's National.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Or
Plays for Anderlecht, I believe.
there's been a couple conversations. Yeah, I think.
There's-
Yeah, I think
Let's
that was
just say
it.
our technical director was out of the country the same day the rumor surfaced.
So,
So,
Gio Dos Santos is available.
contract's cheap. We
Yes.
get 10.
He's going to Toronto.
He's
Okay.
already been paid 6 mil.
We
So-
get 10,
So
like,
let's talk about that roster. Back to front. Who do you got in goal?
Mr. TT.
Mr. TT. Okay, and then start with left back.
Well, we're gonna do a 3-4-3. Probably.
Okay, so you got
the-
3
the-
center backs,
the 3
basically.
Center backs are probably gonna be Nick Haglund, Kendall Waston. who,
Okay.
I don't know how he's felt about here, but has experience here. And Mathieu Deplat from France. Then
Okay.
you're gonna have Blake Smith, who is a USL guy, probably playing left wing back as part of the 4. The
Okay.
right back is gonna be Albus Powell, who's obviously gonna be familiar playing here. And then the 2 in the middle of the 3-4-3, I want to say are going to be Victor Ulloa, who came from Dallas, was a homegrown there, and Leonardo Bertone, who came from BSC Young Boys, just recently played in the Champions League against Real Madrid as recently as September, October.
Juventus. Be Juventus.
Juventus. I'm thinking Ronaldo.
Totally get those guys confused all
And
the
so
time.
that's leaving out who might be our best midfielder, and I think Alan Koch is big on partnerships. Alan Cruz is called the Costa Rican Conte. He's a young designated player, might not even start. And I think he could be one of our
Why
best
won't he
midfielders.
start?
What?
Why won't he start?
Alan Koch is big on partnerships, and I think right now Bertone
Okay.
and Ulloa have that better partnership, is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And so if we're playing our best 11, I think
But he'll be
Cruz
in the
would
18.
there. Yeah, he'll be in the 18. They only flew out 19 here.
Oh, really?
They flew out 19.
Better
so
pray nobody gets injured in warm-ups.
Yeah. Well, I think what it's coming down to is Kakuta Mane. They just signed. Is still trying to get match fit. I think if he's
Okay.
match fit, they might put him in the 18. Otherwise, he's
Okay.
going to be on 19. Then the front 3, you're going to see Roland Lamar from Dallas, Fernando Adi. Let's pray he finds his old form. And who's going to be on the?
I say
right?
Darren Maddox.
He had fun.
I think they a little familiar pairing for you guys.
So that's like half the Portland starting
Yeah, at
lineup.
least
Yeah, no, it really is.
That's Cincinnati's Whitecaps in Portland.
And we talked on yesterday's show that we put out about kind of the Portland reunion and Fernando Adi really being able to kind of step up and step up and really perform in front of this crowd. He's got bad blood here, right, for us, regardless of what team he's playing for. Mane, if he ends up starting, I don't know.
He scored on us. He's
But,
wicked
and he's
fast,
scored.
but-
He's
He's fast.
Yeah.
he's very fast.
good.
And
He has
and
that history of college.
so what? I had a thought and it went away. I'm sorry. What is the? Do you think that this team has had enough time to kind of cohere and actually put something together?
So I'd say no. I think it's going to take a while. Last Saturday we lost 3-0 to the Crew down in Charleston. It's going to take a minute, and I think last year we kind of what we called the NASL Super Team down in USL.
Don't you think Caleb Porter probably had your number a little bit though, with with half his team, half his whole team?
He might have,
See where you're
definitely
going.
might have.
We
But
had a new team last year now in college. So
Yeah.
it's about 9 games.
Were you playing your preferred 11?
that was the starting 11.
Okay.
We were down 2-0 within
Because
20.
we've lost some preseason games, but we weren't really playing off preferred 11 all the time.
It didn't help. Lamar got a red card in the 22nd.
That doesn't help.
But it only added one more goal. I mean, we were already down 2 at that point.
Just the one. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a minute, especially if we are going to run this 3-4-3 that we're looking at, or the 3-5-3.
Mhm.
3-4-3.
3-4-3, yeah.
Mass sorry.
Sorry.
3,
Yeah,
4,
mass sorry.
6, 4, 10,
Um,
1, 11. Okay,
I
got
mean,
it.
Emphasizing bringing up talking soccer,
Yeah,
as our
right.
friends are saying from Kentucky.
It's going to take a minute, really, to just let this team gel. I mean, I think we were talking earlier, with this stretch being tough, if we can get 2 points, I think that's a plus.
So you have a tough stretch in the
We
first half.
open you guys
Yeah,
at Atlanta, Portland at home.
yeah. And we've got the reverse
out of our
this year,
10
right?
first,
It's
9 of our
supposed
10
to be
first
easier.
games are
Lighter-
playoff
lighter-
teams.
Easier.
9 of our 10. And I think the first 3 games, when you look at the schedule, before you see preseason anything, you're saying those are all likely losses.
That's a
So would those
tough
losses
start.
be other than expected? I think yeah, because Alan Koch, his preferred formation, his system is a 4-2-3-1. We're not expected to run that.
You don't have. Are you saying you just don't have the,
We don't have a
the
10
right
right now.
players?
I think we.
I
Have,
think that's it.
I think we have the team. I don't.
That's
I
the
don't-
optimism I'm looking for. That's what this is showing.
I don't know. I think we played 3 at the back in our Open Cup run, so I was always hoping we would play for like a 3-5-2 at like Maddox and Audi up top.
Where are you gonna? If surprises come, where are they gonna come from?
How you gonna win?
How are you gonna win?
It's defending.
Exactly
counter.
right.
It's gonna be
Defend and counter?
You want consistency from Hagelin. I mean, Nick Hagelin played a good amount on that good Toronto team that won MLS Cup. Kendall Waston has shown he can be a top MLS defender. Now that was a few years ago. MLS has rapidly grown since then.
Sure.
And then Matthew Dupont stepping in. Can that back 3 be good? I mean, Albus Powell's he's a good attacking option on the right wing and the right wing back, and then Greg Garza can attack really well.
Yeah,
He's
you
not
guys
out
have
the
Garza.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the name I.
Garza's not here. And
Forgot about
I don't think he'll play till Portland at home. It's going to be defending and hitting teams on the counter and just getting. I think the team has taken chances on guys that haven't been consistent. Roland Lamont can be a top MLS player. He just only does it 1 every 4 weeks. Albus Powell can be a top MLS player. He only does it once every 4 weeks. Darren Maddox has never had a full season that he can do. I mean, he had, I think, 10 goals last year for DC, and then this guy named Wayne Rooney replaced him.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you guys look at the roster, and clearly you have components of that are solid
There's a
players. I mean,
clearly
and I
defined
like a lot of
play.
those players
Yeah.
in the different organizations they've been, and I think that they if you can get all those pieces clicking, then you guys could have a cohesive team.
The path to win is clearly defend and counter.
I'm curious, what do you, we've kind of heard our approach today. I mean, what are you guys kind of thinking? I mean, looking at our roster, you kind of see the components. What are you guys kind of thinking, expecting out of the day?
I'm hoping we don't underestimate you, to be honest, because
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
would be a risk to feel overconfident, especially if that's your tactic.
Yeah.
Any sudden sparks of brilliance from
Yeah.
Adi and especially on the counter,
I think
and
Audi
we're
has
going to
a
be
chip
we
on
could be
his
flat.
shoulder because his last 28, 29 MLS games, he hasn't produced. I mean,
Yeah.
competitive games, he hasn't produced very well.
And it's an old
And
rival
he's
too,
not-
so he's going to
the
be.
people, the
pushing.
fans, general fan base of FC Cincinnati, they don't love him right now. They saw a guy that doesn't work hard defensively. Do you expect a target striker to do that?
He was
I
your
don't
first
think so.
key player.
He's
you
the
know?
first designated player in
Yeah.
club history, and I think
Yeah.
last year he's kind of assimilating to the team. You had the club's all-time leading scorer, Danny Koenig, that kind of lost his spot to him. Then he had some family issues, wasn't around for the playoffs. And the team took an earlier bounce from the playoffs. And I think Audie has the chip on his shoulder because he's being doubted by MLS fans nationwide. He's probably heard the rumblings in the city, and he's talked openly. He goes, "This is my team." He's also talked openly about how he wishes he had more attacking help.
That's the thing is if you can't get the ball, you can't get service, you're constantly being double and triple teamed because you're relatively, the biggest scoring threat, then you can maybe get marked out of the game, and then what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I can't get the
And
ball.
he got marked out of the game. In our
Give me
playoff
some
Certainly
options.
happened to Seattle and
We
Northern
lost-
Times last season.
We lost
too.
to New York Red Bulls in our playoff match. He got marked out of the game by Hassan Endom, who took in the expansion draft, and he's on loan. Is that the expansion draft pick?
His thing is he loves to wreak havoc. If you watch the game, he'll back into
He wants to play one
Chad
versus
Marshall
one.
all day, and he will be his worst nightmare. And to be honest, I'm hoping that he is not going to get the ball today. Fingers crossed.
And that's a very likely possibility with our back line has not been linked to our midfield much in the preseason. It's been back line to the front three, and that midfield in the Columbus game was non-existent. Now that's one game.
You should have
The
taken
crew-
Ozzy.
You weren't in that conversation
Right.
until Minnesota showed up. at the last
Give me
minute.
goosebumps again,
Straight to the
Why?
heart.
I would have loved Ozzy, but I think our midfield players. I mean, Victor Eloa has been a fringe midfield player for Dallas, who's not a bad team. Now, Leonardo Bertoni's had that quality in Europe. He's a 26-year-old that played for Young Boys, a good club for 8 years.
But didn't you guys made the second bid for Ozzy, right? And then
Yeah,
you guys
But
got
it's the
outbid
first
by,
bid.
or the second highest
Oh,
bid. And then
okay,
Minnesota-
yeah.
It's like
I mean,
eBay. You just have to wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
At first, then somebody's just like,
And I think the question now is, I mean, all these sixes that we have, I mean, that's great, but we got to start putting some more into the tens. And as a fan base, I mean, the expansion draft, we don't know how much Gam and Tam's left. So
Nobody
it's
knows.
no one knows.
any of that.
No
shit.
one knows.
Bucks.
Well, we
But
know
we
we
don't
didn't
know.
have, according to Ives Galstra, we didn't have enough to bid for Wesley Snyder.
Well, he likes orange. He wears orange and blue.
Yeah, apparently
So-
that's how we ended up with being linked with Slife, is we didn't have enough for Schneider, which honestly I'm just desperate for.
You said
I would have entertained.
This is
Yves
really
Galarsep? Yeah,
Yeah.
we love that guy. Soccer by Yves, you are a god.
He is
Thank you.
awesome.
You are really
Did
good,
so.
buddy.
So, if you're gonna get a goal, where's it coming from? Own your favorite striker. Own.
Who's gonna score the own goal? Is what he's asking.
I say
When
I say if we get a goal today, I think it's coming late and we're down 2-0. And I think it might be a moment of brilliance, and I think Lamar might be the guy to get that in there. I mean, he's had a couple in the preseason right now that
he can
he-
break.
like that. He's able to kind of just get a shot off from no matter where he's on the pitch, and I think that's where it might be coming from because I don't see anyone to kind of give some balls into Audie right now and let him kind of work.
And they're
So-
gonna be watching. We're gonna be watching Audie for sure. I mean, he's gonna have some coverage.
course.
He,
so,
he and
sure.
Marshall are gonna be battling. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
or a set piece.
True,
Bold
true.
prediction on the record.
Yeah?
Okay.
I'm saying that. So this is the home
Kendall
prediction.
Waston can get on a corner.
Well, I'm
Set
really
pieces, I'm
appreciating
hoping
the
can be
realistic.
dangerous, especially if we start Forrest Lasso or use USL.
That's part of their
Player
strategy.
the
They
Year.
told
You know,
us.
He's 6'5". Kendall Waston.
Richie's
Forrest
like
Lasso.
6'8", isn't
I
he?
mean, there's
Get the goalkeeper over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
there's big
6'5".
guys, but I think for us, I mean, the path to win this game, I think for FC Cincinnati, is winning 1-0, 70th plus minute. Koch loves substituting a striker in the 70th minute. I think that's when you'll see Darren Maddox come on.
Beijing Brian.
And I think if FCC wins, it's going to be Teton's going to make a diving save off a Rio shot. It's going to go to Hagelin. He's going to play it out wide to to Pal. Pal's gonna
I feel like
take
I
it
should
up
write
the
this
wing.
down. This is
It's
like
going to go
with the
to
graph up
Maddox.
here.
He's gonna pass it to Audie, whose shot's gonna be saved.
So you haven't
and
thought
then
about this
Maddox-
very much.
In the shower. And
That's
then
what's gonna happen.
You just recreate
What?
the
You're thinking of
quarterfinal
FIFA
match from
Exactly.
from
That's
Howard
what
to
happens.
Clint Dempsey to Landon Donovan to that pretty similar. That was
I'm putting that on the record. 1-0.
we've protected the innocent with using different names.
Yeah, buddy. So where do you guys expect to end up in this season? In the East, starting out, it's your first. I'd love to hear from you guys in the middle. If you have some.
Hey, us again?
So just put on a blue shirt, you get some tequila out of it.
Yeah, we're local guys.
Out of these first 3 games, arguably the hardest 3 games, if we can grab 2 points, 2 ties out of these first 3 games, I'm going to be ecstatic.
You're just trying to save points. Okay.
I mean, with this start, it's a really hard start.
Yeah.
We're just not a goose egg, your first
It's a murderous
three.
roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the first 3. Whenever it comes down to the end of the season, I think we're going to be fighting for the playoffs. If we can squeak in, I mean, hopefully we can take it all the way.
We've done that from time to time.
I think
Start very well, usually.
conversation. I mean, we have a reputation for the last several years of not coming up to a great start, and I'm looking at 2016. We didn't have a good start. We lost what was probably a fan favorite in Oba, and then we just kind of tripped all over ourselves. And then eventually, halfway through the season, fired a coach, and then happened to sign. We got Torres back and happened to sign Nico Lodero, like all at the same time, and then we just
scares me.
we went on a roll. 2017. I'm thinking.
We got
2017. You get done with your postseason is so short because you just it's like the Super Bowl essentially. If the preseason started in March instead of I don't know,
June,
summertime.
July.
Yeah. So the guys didn't have a whole lot of time to rest the bones, and then we get off to a slow start again, and then you put the hammer down, and halfway through the season you're just going
But
And
this
I-
year we're
on the
not
floor.
injured.
Did it?
Yeah, and I was gonna say,
That's the key.
just
early on too.
Yeah, hurt or just being red carded for nut tapping and just being
He has his own.
Clint.
He's got his
No,
own flips and tricks,
he's,
right?
yeah,
But this is the first year in at least 2 years, maybe
We've had it.
3, that we have a fully healthy roster.
Yeah.
we've got a good roster. We've had 4 weeks extra.
And I
to-
think
to
we
knock
have
on
something.
wood.
We have. I don't want to say something
First
to prove,
match.
but I think that with Morris coming out
Yeah.
after having a couple of years of just some a lot of problems, that he's going to be coming out and he's going to want to make an impact because I think there's just. I don't want to call it doubt, but I think a lot of people are hoping that he comes out and he just like dominates. So there's
Well,
pressure on
That's
him.
the
right?
storyline
Starting-
I'm most
who do you guys
interested in
think
is how
will
Ruud
start at
Diaz
left
and
back?
Morris will play
Can you say that again,
together.
Chris? I'm sorry.
Interested in how Morris and Ruud Diaz will either have a partnership or play together, or how that will work. Cool.
Just put that anywhere.
It was empty. It was
Only the
empty.
Don't
printers-
sweat it. It's
And
fine.
it's part of our plan. to damage the set.
The big reveal.
That supercomputer had the roster. No.
So are we looking at a 4-4-2 with Diaz and Morris up top? What do we get?
4-2-3-1.
No, we're gonna stick with that
You want to talk
4-2-3-1.
about
We
like,
think.
what we're
Yeah.
rolling out? Fry and
Yep.
goal. Left back, 90% sure it's going to be Brad Smith.
Yep.
Center backs, Chad Marshall, Kim Keehee. Right back,
Leardom.
Leardom. Assuming everybody's healthy.
Knew
No.
who will be in the 18.
He will probably
He'll,
he'll probably
he
come in
might
about
replace
7
Brad
minutes.
Smith at some point.
Probably the summer.
Central
we're
defense,
thinking.
4-2-3-1.
I mean,
Center
during the game
defensive,
today.
Okay.
Christian Roldan, Gustav Svensson,
It's on a script.
and then our 3 attacking midfield, probably Rodriguez, Nico Lodero, and then Jordan Morris as an attacking midfielder, but he's probably going to be up as a forward almost. And then up top we'll have Rui Diaz. Assuming
Raul.
everybody,
Raul.
nobody trips over any
Rudy
cord,
Doody.
cords in pretty warm
I'm
ups.
packing all these cords up.
I know,
so
I was
nobody
gonna say,
trips on
speaking
these.
I'm
of-
assuming that's what we're rolling.
Do you guys think Raul's gonna produce enough to be in that Golden Boot race?
I think so.
What? He was on
No.
pace for it last year.
It's
If
hard
he had,
not, it's
Yeah.
hard not to.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
mean,
many people that can.
it's
I mean,
whole- it's
where's the Golden Boot coming from? Are we looking at 40 goals now? Every team looks like they could do it.
Yep.
Between LA,
Mhm.
Galaxy,
LA and Atlanta.
LAFC, Portland doesn't look like they're going to score a whole lot of goals, so they'll probably surprise me. But I mean, anybody from the East, Atlanta's the tricky one. I don't know if they're going to run
It's hard to do that
because they got a new coach and they're mixing it up a little bit
Lost Almiron.
on their own.
Yeah, Joseph and PT Martinez will probably
see what
fight
happens.
in.
Might be more of a spread
I
approach.
think the big
Okay,
doubt
thank
with
you, sir.
Atlanta is Frank DeBoer's recent job.
No
set
idea.
up
No idea where
and
that's going.
Yeah, that could go any way.
Great. Was one of 4
Good.
people
So
that made
we've
that
got about
top
5
four.
minutes left.
Yep.
What parting shots do you guys have? Do you have any questions of us?
I was going to
Anything
say,
that
I
you'd
mean,
like to-
having this opportunity to talk to such an established fan base, do you guys
14 generations.
any questions you
learned
have for
people.
Greg? From the wise elders of MLS?
I think from our
Don't be shy. There's no wrong question.
From our standpoint coming in, I think when you talk about established fan bases, though, where do we see ourselves trying to get to? I think
Sure.
Sounders are definitely one that you look to in the league as almost a role model type supporter group. Or
In what
supporter
way?
base. Just
Tell me more.
the
yeah.
overall
I'd like to hear more.
love that I mean, of course we're across the country, but the love that the community and fan base has for the club, through television, watching you guys, that's something that we want to continue to have with Cincinnati, and just kind of continue to grow that.
I think you'll get that. You remind me of like the Sounders team of 10 years ago. I mean, the way you're starting off, you've got all the same ingredients.
You just need one more thing: flamethrowers.
And a British stadium announcer.
It's on English.
And a PA announcer that imitated the Australian all the time.
The joke on social media is I'm not actually British. They call me fake Brit.
Well, your Twitter handle kind of gives it away,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
As long as it's genuine, if you love your team and there's going to be some bumps, but if you can roll through it and not just sit your crap down and go find something else to do the rest of the summer, you'll be fine. If you just keep showing up, keep supporting your team, and they will work for you. They will play for you.
yeah, and since y'all are in the East, we're completely supportive of you becoming a strong franchise in American heartland.
Until
in
we meet
Ohio.
in the MLS Cup.
Until
if
we
only
meet.
to lose to
Once
the
a
weakest
year.
team at the last second, then we're good.
So what are your guys' predictions for today?
I think you nailed it. I think it'll be a 2-1, maybe 3-1.
3-1.
3-1,
You
but
get
not
your
that
goal.
close.
Yeah.
Do you want your goal first so that you have this is amazing? Oh my God, I'm really going to do it.
I mean, it's not going to be your inaugural goal.
Or do
but,
you just want that consolation?
I think the brain clearly says 3-1. FCC gets some random goal in the second half.
And then 2 more late.
In stoppage, yeah, Kramer goals.
No, I'm a pessimist. I'm always looking for the way things are going to get totally screwed up. So, I mean, I want our team, to play well and to be victorious. I don't want any major injuries or just like, oh God, did we not practice that? Close your legs and it won't go through. And
Another short corner? Why? Why?
What's happening with the short corners?
Oh,
Jesus,
God.
are those in fashion?
I know.
Oh
Oh,
Christ.
no, exactly. I mean, the short corners are.
Kevin loves short corners, by the way. Kevin Zamira loves it. Goes, oh, you can do all kinds of cool creative stuff. Like
100%.
You can, but it's
They,
just like
had
not good
Kendall
at
Waston.
football.
Kendall Waston
Exactly.
destroys all crosses in the air.
Yep.
When he's been playing with Vancouver, I'm like,
Yep.
"You just put the ball on the
No
ground."
short corners
But
today.
The only time we've ever gotten past Kendall Waston is to take him on one-on-one, pass it around him,
Right.
make him
Raul
doable.
Took him to task in the most recent
Yeah.
game.
Yep. Yeah, he looked
Raul
flat-footed.
got on his blind
Yeah.
side and
Well, I think that just kind of go back to supporter culture. Like that's I think one awesome reason why we wanted you guys here, because it's just
Yes.
it's nice as a soccer fan talking to other soccer fans and supporter groups talking to supporters group. And like we talked about in the very beginning with Sparkle Donkey, I travel to a bunch of different states, with Bacon and Sparkle Donkey, and I'm always trying to catch a local game, even if the Sounders aren't playing, because it's just so cool, so fun, so energetic to see what other fans are doing, and you feel that enthusiasm in the stadium. So it's like, I think Sounders are going to win tonight. That's
Yep.
that's what I think. But I'm also excited for you guys to experience not the Sounders, but also I want you guys to score a goal so we can see FC Cincinnati erupt. You know, the supporters group erupt up there because it's also part of it. My season tickets, I look up to the right. I'm in section 113, and it's like you guys are right up there. And I see when the supporters groups are animated and active, when their team does well. And it's cool. It feeds our energy, too.
Yeah.
You know?
As someone who's done a bit of soccer traveling, that is how, maybe an understatement, that is how culture grows, how it breeds itself, is if we see you guys going wild, that only wants us to up and, you know, be better than that, which then goes back to you, then you want to be better than us, and then it's a whole topic for another show, but the MLS is trying to subdue that a little bit, I guess you could say. But it's great to have, you know, you guys go wild, and it just goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So we do have to kind of wrap it up right now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Where can we find you guys on social media?
At Connor Malloy.
At Connor Malloy?
No social media.
No social media? How do I find your supporter group?
Twice.
Future politician.
How do I find your supporter group?
I have a supporter group.
Yeah. You know, pride on this. Okay, great. Connor Malloy, no social media.
I'm in the no social media as well.
All right. Anything you want to
Go with the pride, you know.
Go with
I'm
the
not a
pride.
part of them, but
All right.
they stand a good message. So.
Mr._Taco Castle.
Mr. Taco
Yo,
Castle.
Tacos.
Here we go. That's wow.
Okay,
how
this
do we
show's
not
gonna keep on
open
going.
with
Okay,
that?
We got more questions for you.
You are
I am
casually
Casually
ultra on the casually ultra on the Twitter. Tim Hamilton, Muffin Top Model. BritVox US on the Twitter. That is James Woolard. Thank you so much for coming
You're
today. Sparkle Donkey TQ on the Twitter. I'm Steve Kettleson, Podfish. On the Twitter, you can find us. Thank you so much for listening to the Flounders B Team podcast. We are a production of Channel 253. Find us at channel253.com, at Channel 253 on Twitter, and Flounders B Team on the Twitter as well. Thank you so much for listening, and
Thanks,
we
guys.
are
Yeah.
out of
Thanks
here.
very much. Thanks for coming.
Special thanks to Sparkle Donkey for hosting us in this venue. And if there's anything you guys want to know, shoot it out there on the social media, on the Twitter, and we will try to answer this in a future show. I think this went really well. Technical difficulties, notwithstanding, but we're going to do this again. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all, and have a great night.